Hey guys, your MCVP oGCDP Kim here with a bit of a video update or video output from one of the sessions I did at SNC. So I know that some of these sessions are not easily understood just by PPT, so I wanted to talk through some of it with you guys. But the output's already on Podio as well as on Facebook, so check it out for both OGX functions. Thanks to Laura for being on top of her shit. Thank you to Matt Benfield from AppState for helping me with the presentation of this data. Like I did the data. I looked at the data and he made these graphs. So just a few things. I'm actually not going to go through all of it because you guys will have the output. You guys already have the output. But just a few questions to kind of like think about. So what kind of things do you notice from this data? I think that it's very clear here that IGN is the top in terms of our realization region, right? And then going into specifics, what are the key things that you notice here in terms of the countries in which we realize most for our EPs? I think a key learning point for me here is that some of it's kind of expected, like Brazil and Colombia, because they're country partners. But Argentina and Peru are also countries that weren't country partners, but they have realized a lot of EPs, and those are countries that we should pay attention to. And then AP, similar things. Something that I actually noticed here is that India is a country that we don't push at all in terms of country partnerships, but we have the most realizations with them for that region. So something that I actually am thinking about is, even though I do not want to pursue a country partnership per se with India, I feel like it's necessary that we have to have a conversation, and I will have a conversation with them at IC about quality and just the measurements in which how can we ensure quality, and how can we address the issues if quality issues do arise, because we naturally send a lot of people to India. And then here with CEE, a region that I love, and we do not send as many people to this region as I would like. This is Central and Eastern Europe. But again, this seems pretty obvious in terms of like country partnerships, and also a couple countries in which I will be pursuing relationships with for the future, and that's Poland and Romania. And then MENA. Bahrain is a country that we send a lot of people to. It's been a country partner for a couple years. I understand that there has been a lot of quality issues with Bahrain this year, but I've talked to the MC and I've gotten some details from that and ways to improve for the future. And so I will be continuing the partnerships with them, but after very clear expectation settings at IC. Something else to notice here is Egypt is very similar to India, and that we don't pursue this relationship, but it's a natural country in which people are interested in going to. And so instead of just letting them do it, I think we need to be proactive in terms of setting quality standards and figuring out how is that we will ensure that even if something goes wrong, that we can have someone on the ground to figure it out, or a method to figure it out. And here, Africa, we currently do not have a country partners in this region, but I think Mauritius and Ghana are choices of countries that we need to talk to. And I have talked to these countries. And then MENA, Italy is the same as I think Egypt and India. We do not have a country partnership with them, but it's a country that we send a lot of people to, and we have had some quality issues there as well. So we need to discuss that. In terms of Portugal, I think this is a country partner that we will drop because they did not deliver on the TN said. We thought that were gonna happen, and this is why I will follow up in the coming few minutes about the changes in the country partnership strategies. Yeah. So what conclusions can you draw? So after I did the data about country partnerships, I started doing data analysis about sub-issues. And I broke it down. This is the four major sub-issues that we did promoted last year. And this one's a little bit easier to kind of just see because it's not, there's not as much countries and stuff. But education is definitely the top, and social entrepreneurship is second. Cultural understanding and education are usually pretty tied and very similar. And it's clear in terms of what region needs what's here. And our education and cultural understanding is definitely our top sellers in terms of their of internship availability, and also the interest of our EPs. So in becoming more fast, focused, simple, and smart as a function, I'm introducing new sub-issues. So the first one is youth empowerment. This is a combination of both education as well as cultural understanding, because those are very similar when it comes to GCDP. And youth empowerment is a little bit more telling as to what the JD would entail and what the purpose of this sub-issue is, and so our EPs who can better understand like what it is that they're getting themselves into. And the second one is social entrepreneurship, and the third one is environmental awareness. I list out what JD is under each individual sub-issue because right now it's not very clear. So in the process of acquiring the project, so in terms of the new sub-issues, under each sub-issues, I have listed countries that I've been talking to, and with each country, I've chosen one or two national projects that I will promote. So you as an LC can pick. Before, if you as an LC cannot work with Colombia or I actually don't know what other countries was on the travel warning list, but because of the travel warning list, it was hard for you to promote just the country partners. But now you as an LC can choose which countries you want to work with and which projects under that country you want to work with. So for example, a big country like Brazil will have both national projects that we're going to be promoting in both cultural education as well as social entrepreneurship as well as environment. So you as an LC can figure out which ones you want to work with, which ones you want to promote, so you get the most focus in terms of EPs, and it's quickest and it's the smartest. Yeah, so the process in which I acquired these projects, I talked to the country partners, existing as well as the ones we send a lot of people to naturally. And then I utilized my IR coordinators and I set the goals, and I learned a lot about their oGCDP because we don't do that currently, and it's kind of hard for us to imagine like how the program works. And in terms of quality, I know a lot of people have a lot of worries about quality, especially because we put a lot of trust in these country partners, and they deliver, and sometimes they deliver and sometimes they don't. So because of these relationships, and because I have set very clear goals with them, I was able to also set very clear co-delivery flows with them, which I will finalize at IC. And then we have follow-up and expectation setting. This is where my NST will work with their NST, and for us to have very direct communications about what happens if there are issues and how can we take care of our EPs. Yeah, so in the rest of the presentation, I go through more data in terms of my goals and mass realizations and raise per sub-issue. And then I have countries here. All the countries that are in bold, in colored, are countries that have been confirmed, and the other ones are the ones I have to work on at IC and confirm. So here you can see like what kind of students I want to attract and things like that. So yeah, like I encourage you to look through this information. When I get back from IC, product packaging will be done, and there will be there will be promotion for these countries and these sub-issues and these national projects. I know that this is a very different take on the country partnership than we've done in the past, and I think that maybe it's a little bit confusing. If it is, please do not hesitate to contact me or my IR coordinators. Their emails will be inputted in this video. That's pretty much it. I just wanted to talk through some of these things to you guys, some of the changes and some of the ideas and thoughts and strategies and research that went through the back end of it. Alright, thank you guys. I will see you later. Bye.